The 2026 Kia K4 and Hyundai Elantra share a lot under the skin, but they feel aimed at different buyers. The K4 brings sharper styling, a bigger feeling cabin, and a tech-heavy interior. The Elantra plays it smarter, with better fuel economy, and a hybrid option Kia left off the table. So which compact sedan is the better buy? Let's start with the big picture difference, because this comparison is more interesting than just figuring out which compact sedan has better cup holders. The K4 replaces the old Kia Forte, and they clearly wanted it to feel bigger, sharper, and more premium than before. It has a more dramatic look than the Elantra, even though both cars live in the same compact sedan universe. The K4 feels like Kia took their traditional small sedan formula and gave it a little attitude. The front end has slim lighting, a wide stance, and that newer Kia family look, while the roofline gives it a fastback style vibe. The rear door handle placement and chunky rear quarter design make it look more concept car inspired than most affordable sedans. Some buyers will love that. Others may stare at the side profile and wonder what exactly is happening back there. Both reactions are understandable. And for 2026, Kia makes the lineup even more interesting with the K4 Hatchback. The squared-off rear end adds more room for bulkier cargo. And for enthusiasts, it's probably the coolest version of the K4. It keeps the sharp styling and tech-heavy cabin, but adds the practical hatchback shape we really don't see enough of anymore. The Hyundai Elantra, meanwhile, has already been doing the sharp compact sedan thing for a few years. Its low nose, angular lighting, strong creases, and wedge-like profile still stand out, but it feels more familiar now. That's not necessarily a bad thing. The Elantra looks sporty without trying quite as hard, and for some buyers, that may actually be the better move. From the outside, the K4 is the bolder, more experimental choice, while the Elantra feels sportier, safer, and more familiar. Basically, Kia brings the drama. Hyundai keeps it sharper and more restrained. Inside, the K4 makes one of its strongest arguments. Kia gave it a cabin that feels bigger and more modern than expected, especially in the back seat, where the K4 offers 38 inches of rear legroom. That's a strong number for a compact sedan, and it gives the Kia a more adult-friendly second row. If you regularly carry friends, teenagers, co-workers, or family members who review legroom like they work for Consumer Reports, the K4 is the roomier-feeling car. Cargo space is also slightly better with 14.6 cubic feet in the trunk compared with about 14.2 cubic feet in the Elantra. That difference is not huge. Nobody's moving apartments in either one unless their life possessions consist of a lava lamp and whatever else can fit into 3 IKEA bags. But combined with the longer body, the K4 feels like the more substantial sedan. The Elantra is still very usable inside. The driving position is low, the dashboard is angled towards the driver, and the upper trims have a sportier feel. But the cabin feels a little tighter, especially in the rear seat. It's not cramped, but the K4 has the more open, stretched-out layout. Material quality is close, but neither car is pretending to be a Genesis with a discount code. You'll find hard plastics in both. The difference is presentation. Kia makes the K4 feel fresher and more tech-forward, while Hyundai gives the Elantra a more familiar, driver-focused cabin. Technology is strong in both cars, but they take slightly different approaches. The Kia leans into a newer, more screen-heavy layout, with available dual 12.3-inch displays and a smaller climate control screen worked into the same wide dashboard setup. It gives the cabin a modern look, though the climate screen placement may take a little getting used to. The K4 also offers wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, available digital key, available Harman Kardon audio, and a generally clean interface. It still keeps some physical controls, which helps because not every basic function needs to feel like logging into online banking. The Hyundai counters with a more familiar but still well-equipped setup. Higher trims offer a 10.25-inch digital instrument cluster and a 10.25-inch touchscreen, along with available navigation, wireless charging, Bose audio, and Hyundai digital key. Overall, the K4 makes the bigger visual statement with a more dramatic, tech-forward presentation, while the Elantra keeps its tech easier to understand and more familiar for daily use. Now let's get into powertrains, because this is where the comparison gets more interesting. In base form, both cars use a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder making 147 horsepower and 132 pound-feet of torque, paired with a continuously variable style automatic transmission. So underneath the styling differences, the base K4 and Elantra are working with very similar hardware. Neither one is fast, and neither one is pretending to be. These are efficient front-wheel drive compact sedans built for commuting, errands, and merging with a little planning. The base engine is smooth enough in both, but not especially eager. It gets the job done, but this is transportation, not caffeine. Where the K4 gets more appealing is the GT Line Turbo. That version uses a 1.6-liter turbocharged four-cylinder, making 190 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque, paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission instead of the IVT. It gives the K4 a much more confident feel, with a more respectable 0 to 60 miles per hour run of 7.3 seconds. That's not hot sedan territory, but it is quick enough that merging no longer feels like you accidentally bought a Prius. The Elantra N Line takes a slightly sportier approach. It uses a similar engine, but makes 201 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque, giving the Hyundai the edge on paper. If you want something lively without going full Elantra N, the N Line is probably the sharper choice. And if you do go full Elantra N, its 286 horsepower turns this into a completely different conversation. Now, let's move from on-ramp confidence to fuel-sipping reality. The Kia K4 does not currently offer a hybrid, which feels like a noticeable miss when fuel economy is one of the main reasons people still buy compact sedans. The base K4 is rated up to 30 miles per gallon city, 40 miles per gallon highway, and 34 miles per gallon combined, while the GT Line Turbo drops to 29 miles per gallon combined. Those numbers are respectable, but not exactly class-leading. The Elantra is stronger here. The standard gas Elantra SE is rated up to 32 miles per gallon city, 41 miles per gallon highway, and 36 combined, giving it a small but real edge. The real advantage comes with the Elantra Hybrid, especially the blue trim, which is rated at 51 miles per gallon city, 58 miles per gallon highway, and 54 combined. That's not just better than the K4, that is, I forgot what side of the car the fuel tank is on territory. The Elantra Hybrid pairs a 1.6-liter gas engine with an electric motor for a combined 139 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. It's not fast, with testing around 8.4 seconds to 60 miles per hour, but it has strong low-speed response and excellent efficiency. So the split is clear. The K4 feels newer, bigger, and more stylish. The Elantra fights back with better fuel economy and a hybrid option Kia really should have brought to the table. On the road, both cars are easy to live with, but neither base model is especially exciting. The K4 feels composed and comfortable, while the GT Line and GT Line Turbo trims get a more sophisticated multi-link rear suspension instead of the torsion beam setup used on lower trims. That helps the sportier K4 models feel more settled over rough pavement. The Elantra also rides comfortably, and the N Line adds sharper responses without going full track day psycho. The standard Elantra is more about efficiency and value, while the hybrid adds smooth low-speed torque and excellent range. Safety tech is strong in both cars, which is exactly what buyers expect now. The Kia comes standard with features like automatic emergency braking, lane keeping assistance, and other active safety systems, with more advanced tech available on higher trims. The Hyundai also brings plenty of safety equipment through its SmartSense package, including forward collision avoidance, lane keeping assist, driver attention warning, and available adaptive cruise control. At this point, both Kia and Hyundai are very good at loading small cars with safety features that used to be reserved for pricier models. That's good for buyers, even if the dashboard occasionally beeps like a microwave with anxiety. Warranty coverage is basically a family tie, and it's one of the best reasons to consider either car. Kia and Hyundai both offer a 5-year, 60,000-mile limited warranty and a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Hyundai also has complimentary maintenance for 3 years or 36,000 miles, while Kia generally does not include the same scheduled maintenance coverage. So the Hyundai gets a small ownership cost advantage there, especially for buyers who want the simplest possible first few years. Pricing is close but not identical. The 2026 Kia K4 sedan starts at $22,290, with the GT Line Turbo starting at $29,000. The 2026 Hyundai Elantra starts at $22,625, and trim pricing climbs from there, with the Hybrid and N Line models sitting higher in the lineup. The Hyundai may not always be dramatically cheaper depending on trim, but it offers more ways to configure the car. You can go basic gas saver, efficient hybrid, sporty N Line, or full Elantra N if you want your compact sedan to arrive with anger issues. So which one should you buy? Choose the Kia K4 if you want the newer feeling car. It has the bolder design, roomier cabin, slightly larger trunk, more dramatic screen layout, and stronger personality. Kia clearly wanted to make the compact sedan interesting again, which is admirable because this segment has been treated like automotive plain toast without butter for years. Choose the Hyundai Elantra if you want the smarter all-round buy. It offers better fuel economy, an excellent hybrid option, a sportier N Line, and complimentary maintenance. It may not feel quite as fresh as the K4, but it gives buyers more choices. The simple take? The K4 is the one more people will want after seeing it. The Elantra is the one more people should consider after doing the math. So now we want to hear from you. Are you taking the bold new K4? Or are you sticking with the more efficient and more flexible Elantra? Drop your pick in the comments and tell us whether Kia should have launched the K4 with a hybrid from day one. Because honestly, that feels like the missing piece. Thanks for watching and stick around for more car reviews, comparisons, and buying advice from Motor Future.